Well, let's get into it. So, we are going to our first review of the day is going to be for the film Jingle All the Way. Jingle All the Way is a 1996 film starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is kind of the period of Arnold Schwarzenegger's career where he was, I would say not on the decline per se, but he wasn't as maybe huge as he was back in the 80s when he was doing a lot of big action
Mhm.
movies. He's trying to do more transition stuff, maybe go to more family stuff there here in the mid 90s. And doing a nice family holiday film and Jingle All the Way, and simple stories about a father, he works hard, maybe a little bit too much of a workaholic, and just trying to give his kid, who's played by Jake Lloyd here, who people this was
Mhm.
before Star Wars, because Star Wars came 3 years later, where he played little Anakin Skywalker, little Annie, Orphan Annie. We played
Little
him,
Orphan Annie.
the movie that would traumatize him for the rest of his life,
Yep,
and
no more acting.
no more acting after that. He was done with acting after that.
Yep.
So yeah, he's just trying to, get his kid, a great Christmas. And what's gonna give his kid a great Christmas if he just gets him this one toy, which is the Turbo Man doll. He loves Turbo
Mhm.
Man. The kid is obsessed with Turbo Man. As you can see in the movie, he's got Turbo Man pajamas, he's got Turbo
Mhm.
Man posters, he's got Turbo Man toothpaste, he's got Turbo Man underwear, he's got Turbo Man. Everything is Turbo Man. He eats Turbo
Everything.
Man cereal. Everything is Turbo Man. He just loves Turbo Man. Did you ever have a toy like that or thing like that you were obsessed with as a kid that you had all that stuff?
Yeah, like, while watching this, I got a lot of nostalgia. I was like, I definitely had some Power Rangers toys that was like, "Yeah, I can't go anywhere without this," or, like, some Ninja Turtles or something like that. Always have the show on. Give me all of the merch. It was very much like Turbo Man.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he's just trying to get this, but the thing is, he's trying to get a Turbo Man on Christmas Eve. That's the time he's trying to get
Yeah.
Turbo Man there, which is absolutely the worst time. Now, if this was today, you would have just already pre-ordered that shit, you know what I mean, and just had
Yeah,
it sent from
Amazon.
Amazon and had it already sent. But this is back in the day where you couldn't do that really. So he's going to all these different stores trying to find Turbo Man, and then leads into hijinks ensue. I will say
Mhm.
there of him trying to get a Turbo Man doll. And a person that he's kind of combating with, a person who's kind of like the villain of the movie also. Not only is it, other, but he runs into Sinbad, who is the mailman
Yep.
there, Myron, who both are trying to race to get a Turbo Man there. Hey, Asian place, how's it going there, man? Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you, man. So yeah. So since this is your first time ever seeing Jingle All the Way, what are some of your thoughts about the film there, Brandon?
Um, I didn't know going into it, like, I didn't even watch a trailer before watching it. I was like, I didn't know how cartoony it would kinda be, like, kinda operates on some Looney Tunes physics at times, but, yeah, like, this family-friendly Arnold, like, I don't think I've seen a lot of family-friendly Arnold, so this is, like, a first time as well. I guess if you're counting Batman and Robin, but, this was an experience. It was very fun watching Arnold be a terrible dad. Um, but his rival, besides Sinbad, like, his kind of romantic rival, Ted, is,
Yeah.
like, the worst kinda guy you don't want in your neighborhood. Um, but yeah, this is weird but fun, and I think it will definitely go into, like, my Christmas rotation now, because just, like, the back and forth with Sinbad throughout the movie, um, like you said, hijinks ensue, and there's a lot of hijinks in this movie.
Yeah. You mentioned, so yeah, he kind of has two rivals. One, Sinbad, is the person that he tries to go get the doll, trying to be the first person to get the doll, and then the other person is Phil
Mm,
Hartman, legendary comedian Phil Hartman.
yes.
There, people might know his work on SNL. I loved him in this movie. He's
He's
absolutely
so
fantastic.
good.
Because you can see that, Phil Hartman's character Ted, he's kind of like the stud in this neighborhood. Like he basically has sex with all these wives in this little
Right?
cul-de-sac here. And yeah, and then he's got his eyes set on Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife, who's in this played by
Mhm.
Rita Wilson. She plays Liz in this there. And he's got his eyes set on her, and he's going to do with everything he can. He's trying to present this front that he's super dad. He does
Yeah.
everything. He's the one that's going to put up all the decorations. He's going to put up the tree. He's going to get the best gifts. He's going to get a
Mhm.
reindeer to go and so the kids can pet the reindeer. All
God.
this stuff. And this is a good scene right here, the infamous
All
scene
right.
here.
Oh man, yeah.
Howard, hey buddy, how's it going out there? Everything okay?
Yeah, fine. Ted, I need to speak to Liz. Could you get?
Howard, excuse me.
And another thing about like Phil Hartman in this movie, he's doing a lot of Bill Cosby faces in here, like doing a lot of like pudding pop type
Yeah,
faces. In
he's
here when he,
exaggerating.
yeah, I mean, totally playing it
Rice
up here.
cookies are out of this
Mhm.
world.
What? Who told you you can eat my
Oh
cookies?
my
Shut up and let's have a conversation. She's making up a storm here.
Ted, I need to speak to my wife. So could you get her on the phone, please?
I think she's in the shower, Howard. Do you want me to go check?
No.
oh my god.
I mean, no. That's fine. On your way out, just tell her I will be a few minutes late, but you shouldn't worry.
Oh, she won't worry. I mean, I'm here and. Oh, these cookies! I gotta get the rest of the rest.
Put that cookie down now.
I mean, he's just kind of reveling in it. You know what I mean? Like really
Mhm.
pissing off Howard. You know what I mean? Trying to
Like
get with his wife.
he's
Yeah,
getting off on it right now. It's like anything to upset like Howard, he's just gonna do it.
yeah. I mean, it's fantastic. This I absolutely love Phil. I mean, that's part of when also with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but just with Phil Hartman, like him is just I think absolutely hysterical in this movie. Like him
Mhm.
kind of going back and forth. And also Sinbad is also really funny in this movie too. I
He
think.
really is.
And Sinbad, I just saw him. I was just rewatching for the first time Good Burger, the first movie, and he's
Oh
actually pretty
man,
good
yeah.
in that one too. I actually liked him in Good Burger there, the first film there. It's a shame he wasn't in the second one. I think maybe because he's got some health issues right now. I
Yeah,
believe.
he was having some health issues. I heard he was doing better, I hope, but yeah, he should have been in Good Burger too.
Yeah. And then Sinbad, he's been also in things like he was also in Different World as well. He was one of the pieces
Mhm.
there, so he's been around for a long, long time there.
Yeah.
And then with his character, Sinbad character Myron, he kind of does the whole like crazy postman thing, like you know what I mean? Because that was like a thing back then of like going postal. Like, that's where kind of that term
Yeah.
kind of comes from a little bit of like you'd have all these bombs that'd be sent in the mail of and then
Mhm.
postal people would shoot up, I mean, different post offices, things like that. Back then in the 90s. Um, but what kind of some of, your other favorite elements here of Jingle All the Way?
Yeah, no, I really love Sinbad. Like, I told somebody that he's very Daffy Duck in this movie. Like, he's a big rival, like, number one hater. He'll be nice to you 1 second and then just, like, totally, like, hit you with a bag of mail the next second. Um, but yeah, I really love their kind of back and forth, but also just Rita Wilson is a weird kind of wife in this movie because, like, how does she believe Arnold Schwarzenegger already has the gift and isn't lying? Like, when they have that reveal at the beginning on the zoom in, like, when he says he's got it, like, a week ago, like, how does she not see right through his bullshit? Like, he is the worst liar in that scene.
Right. I mean, you would think like it's like because we see throughout the movie that the beginning of it, staying late at work. They're having a big Christmas
Mhm.
party, and he's staying up there. He's taking all these calls, making sure his customer. And then actually watching this movie multiple times, I never knew what he did for a living, but actually paying more
Right?
attention.
Yeah, I was wondering what his job was.
But I was like, finally with this one, I was like, oh, he's a mattress salesman. I was like, oh, okay, that's what he's
Okay.
doing. Yeah. And I was like, oh, after watching this movie, I was like, that's what he was selling. But you see that he's, late to his kid's karate class and he always
Mhm.
breaks his promises. He always, just fails to do that. So you think that her knowing this already, she would already just get the gift. She would have got the
Yeah.
gift way before, you know what I mean? He don't even know what to call. He says turbo guy, or
Yeah.
he don't even know what the proper thing to call him is. So
Mm-mm.
you would think, what I mean, she would just kinda step up here. And then I have a good scene right here with, Sinbad, who, is in the movie, who I think does a fantastic job here.
For the cops.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Oh god,
Get out of
yeah.
here. Okay. But I'm going first, buddy. Better luck next time, loser. Freeze! Hey, hey! Hey, guys!
Just can't stay out of trouble, can you?
You wouldn't want to hurt a fellow civil servant, would you? What's all this
Yeah,
violence?
so this movie not realistic because they would've just shot him on sight, you know what I
Yeah, he's
mean?
dead.
Backup. This is a homemade explosive device, and I'll blow it up. Know why? Because I work for the post office, so you know I'm not stable. Tell them. This man is totally insane.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think he does, yeah, a lot of really great things there. And then also
Yeah.
with that cop that you saw in there, like there's like a running thing with that cop. He
Y
just bumps into him throughout the movie, which is like a running gag there.
Mhm.
Uh, and then Agent Places, Sinbad would have been 6 feet under with those cops. Yeah. But I mean, I think with Arnold Schwarzenegger being as somebody, who's obviously is physically imposing, we know him, Terminator, scary guy.
Mhm.
It actually kind of, helps to have him in this, because you see him just losing his, shit. Like you see him looking for this
Oh, me
doll.
too. Me too. Do you have any more in the back?
Who also that's another SNL alum too. There, Chris Parnell. There, uh,
Yep.
What did I say?
These guys are looking for Turbo Man.
A gentleman dog, yes.
They're looking for Turbo Man.
This is evil.
These two are looking for a Turbo Man.
Shut up, man.
Now, what's so funny?
Where have you guys been? Turbo Man's only the hottest selling Christmas toy ever. You know what? We got plenty of Turbo Man's faithful saber-tooth tiger booster.
Where's your Christmas spirit?
See, now only Arnold Schwarzenegger could do that. Kidding me? And
Yeah.
just as intimidating, as kind of threatening as he is there.
Mhm.
And just like where this kind of movie goes and its absurdity of like, spoiler for like the end of the movie, but he eventually gets into a parade there and dresses up as Turbo Man. And then he eventually like it becomes a real villain face off between
Yeah.
Sinbad, who I mean, that's you got to stretch also believe because also how would Sinbad know that he would be there and
He
also
was there.
yeah, you know what I mean? How would he really know that? But, he actually gets dressed up in the Turbo Man costume, and he's also in the villain costume. Well, I forgot the
Mhm.
villain's name in the Turbo Man cartoon. I forgot what the villain name was.
Yeah, I don't even
Um,
know.
some Mega Mind looking motherfucker. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, so they kind of face us. So I thought that was like pretty. I mean, it's goofy as hell, but you just kind of just got to go with it. I just was going with it
Mhm.
there. Any real kind of weak spots for you here with the movie?
Um, I mean, I feel like it's bad to say, but like any parts with Jake Lloyd, but um, but otherwise, no. I think this is like a really fun time. Like you mentioned, like the physicality of Arnold. Like if you have Arnold in a movie, you gotta have a fight scene or do something with like his size and muscles. And of course, they have a huge fight with him and a bunch of Santas. That is just insane.
You
And
know
the
what you
Big Show
guys
shows
are?
up.
Nothing but a bunch of
Oh,
sleazy
this scene right
commies in
here.
red suits.
Yeah, it's gold.
And then you have another
You hear me,
legendary.
right?
That's Jim
Con men,
Belushi there.
thieves,
Yeah, yeah.
With
I was
Dr-
like, I recognized him.
thugs, criminals.
The North Pole, them are fighting words, partner. Put them up.
Relax, buddy. I'm not about to hit a Santa Claus.
Come on. Oh, chicken.
This, like,
like a ninja Santa coming out
right?
with nunchuck candy canes. Like what the fuck?
Like, this is the cartoon. Like, yep.
The sound effect, that cartoon ass sound effect.
Right.
And this
The
is
big
Big Show,
one.
professional wrestler Big Show that you have here.
I'm gonna deck your halls, bub.
And it goes to show you how big the Big Show is because he's like 7 foot something.
Right?
This makes Arnold look so tiny.
But here, this is the gold mine right here.
This is the best part right here.
He should be dead. Like,
Just he
a
should be
punch from the Big Show.
turned into dust at that point, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean, just this is just absurdity that you just had to go with all this
Mhm.
kind of craziness that kind of happens here. I mean, it's Jingle All The Way is one of my favorite Christmas movies, holiday movies I watch almost try to watch every Christmas time when it comes around is Jingle All The Way. I
Mm.
put that on. I do really love it a lot. I saw this on Disney Plus. Where did you happen to see it? Did you also see it on Disney Plus as well?
Yeah, I watched it on Disney Plus as well, and I was
Okay, yeah.
surprised to see there was a sequel that I did not know about.
Yeah, I saw that there was a sequel with Larry the Cable Guy.
I was like, "What?
Yeah, I'm not watching that. I
No."
no thanks. No Arnold, no Jingle All the Way. You know what I mean.
Exactly.
I'm sticking by that. There, I'm a hardcore Jingle All the Way fan, and I say no Arnold,
Yes.
no sequel there. Um, so yeah, I what would be your final thoughts and rating for that?
Yeah, this is, like we said, a super absurd Christmas movie. Like, from the opening, it opens up with, like, a Turbo Man episode, and, like I said earlier, really reminded me of Power Rangers, this whole kind of running to the store to get that one single toy.
You mentioned that
Um,
look there, like he's just got like,
that's
oh
Zoom in.
shit, I'm like, oh fuck,
I fucked up. This
yeah.
is terrible. Like, he's truly not a good dad. And neither is Ted. Like we mentioned, that he's doing all this like stuff, like the reindeer, doing the lights, getting a special present. But like his kid mentions in the movie that like he didn't used to do this when he had a wife. He only did that when he got divorced. So like he's really doing this for like the ladies.
Yeah, maybe
Um,
maybe this should be a prequel movie with Ted. I don't know. Maybe this should be
yeah,
like what happened when his maybe this divorce, like you know what I mean. His wife left him for another man, maybe, and he was like, that was his villain
he
origin story,
he
maybe.
totally snapped. Um, but yeah, this is a super fun movie. Like you said, Arnold has like two rivals, Sinbad and Ted.
The
Um,
cop kind of too. He's got three.
yeah, you can really count the cop because he shows up time and time again to mess with Arnold. Um, and like I said, this is my first time, so like there are moments I was like, okay, I'm taking this kind of more seriously. And then like the scene you showed earlier with Sinbad and the bomb, I was like, oh my god, those cops are gonna be dead. But then it goes back and it just has like the smoke on his face and his hair like all messed up. And so yeah, this is a Looney Tunes cartoon with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad during Christmas time. What more could you want? Like, I had a really fun time with this.
Yeah, yeah. I think I mean, I always have a fun time watching this. I always laugh every time
Mhm.
watching this. Just all the things there of him just going all these lengths to get this doll. And this, I think
Yeah.
a lot of this was also inspired by what was going on because a lot of people were trying to get the Tickle Me Elmo, like that was like the big
Yeah.
toy at the time was the Tickle Me. And then you have the scene in the movie where he goes into the trying to go in this mall, trying to go into it right as it opens there,
Mhm.
which makes me think like, well, since everybody knows that there's no Turbo Man doll there, like everybody knows like, it'd be hard. Why is everybody there anyway? Like, everybody's
Yeah,
laughing
yeah.
at him
What
trying to look for the Turbo Man doll. It's like, well, why are you here if you're not here for the
yeah,
Turbo
what
Man?
toy are you getting?
Yeah, I guess he's just trying to get something. I guess like fuck it, my kid, I give him something. I guess. Um, so I mean, which that we talked about with that movie, the Eli Roth movie Thanksgiving. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that yet.
It
But
kind of
I know it
also
has like a crazy Black Friday scene, right?
yeah, which you see
Okay.
that where in the trailer where the dude gets just trampled over, which people actually people have died from that getting trampled over
Yeah.
on top of each other looking for these stupid gifts. But
Mm-mm.
now I don't know if that really happens so much now anymore because most people can just order stuff online and do all that stuff. So I think that's probably reduced maybe a lot.
I
But
know. I was trying to think of like what's a toy nowadays that people go crazy over, but there's nothing. It's probably like more video game consoles and stuff like that.
yeah, probably that's more of the stuff. Now I know you have those people who wait in long lines for the new iPhone. Like
Mhm.
that's
Oh
probably that
yeah, yeah. I
that
guess
people
that's the equivalent.
yeah, people wait for. But yeah, I mean, I remember I saw one thing where one person was being interviewed, and he was like, they interviewed him and say, "Why are you waiting in line?" He's like, "Well, I already bought it online, but I can't wait. I got to get it now. I got to get this iPhone now." It's
Oh no.
like people are sick.
That's a different type of yeah.
It's like,
You're
damn, bro.
insane.
Like you going up just 2 hours. Like I can't wait. I got to get it now. It's like Jesus Christ,
Mm-mm.
bro. But
Something's
yeah,
wrong, man.
yeah. You mentioned Jake Lloyd. I mean, the kind of the family dynamic there. I don't know. I mean, I think Jay Lloyd's okay. I mean, I don't want to cause
Yeah.
more to his trauma here, but I think he's
Yeah.
fine. For what he kind of needs to do is just be kind of the bratty kid, a little disappointed kid in his
Yeah.
father and everything. So I think he does that. A lot of stuff Rita Wilson does, though, I think is a little shitty, like as the wife. You know what I mean?
Right?
Uh,
She's not, like, really there. She's not a good wife, and she's really letting Ted just hover around.
yeah, I mean, I get that, maybe he works a little too much, maybe take some time to spend with the family, that's always important.
Mhm.
Give date nights and you know what I mean, all that other stuff there. But,
Yeah.
I mean, the dude is, he's working hard, he's trying to, bring home the bacon there, and this is
Yeah.
at a time in the economy where you could just work the one job and support the whole family, live in a nice
Yeah.
suburb
Selling
here,
mattresses.
selling mattresses. I don't know, probably you could still probably make a good living off the mattresses cost hella a lot of
Yeah.
money. I don't know. But so, he's just trying to, do that and everything. So it's like, hey, it cut him a
Mhm.
little bit of slack there. Um,
Yeah.
but I think, really what makes this movie great is you have people like, Phil Hartman and then, good,
Mhm.
comedic vets like that and Sinbad, that really kind
Yeah.
of that help Arnold Schwarzenegger because he's the straight man in here. And you got the kind of
Exactly.
crazier kind of figures in the movie there that really kind of play off him and his kind of reactions to everything is pretty funny too.
Mhm.
And then of course, like as I mentioned, you gotta suspend disbelief here because it's like, how wouldn't they be able to recognize him in that Turbo Man costume? He's got that thick ass accent. He's,
Right.
big ass dude. Sure, I guess you can't tell that that's your dad, I guess. Okay, sure, why not?
It's
Um,
fine.
yeah, his wife is looking him dead in the face, go, "Who are you?" Like he's Batman or something. Like,
Right.
come on, lady. Like the visor doesn't even like you can see through the visor. It's like it's not that hard.
Mhm.
But yeah, there. But yeah, I give this a high peak, man. I know it may sound crazy, but I love me some Jingle All the Way, man. I love watching this every time of
Mhm.
the year. What would be your rating for this?
I'd probably give this, like, a super a light cinema. I like This Is Cinema.
Light, this is cinema.
Um, yeah, a holly jolly This Is Cinema, 'cause it's just fun, like I said, I was not really in the Christmas spirit, so this was, like, the first Christmas movie of the month, and it was good. It was a good time.
Yeah. So a low, this is cinema, and a high peak for me for Jingle All the Way.